Hello everybody, bienvenido a todo. Welcome to Vabru with me, Vabru, and we are back with a not train sim world video, another base model challenge in BeamNG.Drive. So you can see the title there. So I haven't decided what car I'm gonna do. I have done a couple of practices though. So this again, in case you're new and you didn't watch the first one, I'm taking a base model car, like the slowest engine and the crappiest um, power ratio it has, like the sort of lowest power engine, and then I'm taking it around the Nürburgring, Touristfahren. Is that what it's called? Um, and we are. Okay, yep, I want a rolling start. And actually, wait, let me do it with things. No, I was going to do morning. So I have since my last one. So as you'll see, I think the one I did in my last video is this one. You'll see it wasn't my worst. It was very. I did worse off camera with this Octavia when I crashed it like halfway through and like had to really struggled to the end. But I wasn't that bad with this Dacia either. I screwed up the wheels twice or three times even, I think, in that one. And then the slowest one was this one, which I didn't crash at all. This is just how slow it was, even driving at full speed. That would be a good one for a video, which I will. I'll see if I can beat this time. Maybe I'll do that now actually. What else I do? Oh, I managed to get around really quickly in the BMW 5 Series. Yeah, a little bit. I played it very safe. I could have gone a lot faster, but that was a base model. But let me have a look at what cars there are. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. So we've done the Dacia. Um, you know what I might do actually in future. I might try and see what a Dacia. What are they called? The ones that are like jacked up a bit, stepway. I might do that as well. Um, I'm wondering, do I have anything else like that little silly Fiat? Um, That's a fake one from the game itself. Even the lowest power one of these Audi A6s will absolutely blow me for six. Um, mm, mm, mm. Nah, Crown Victoria. Oof. Oh, I don't know. Crown Victoria. Ooh. No, it's not the kind of car you'd find on the Nürburgring. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, oh, I could do the 205 actually. Oh yeah, let's have a look. Do we have does it have the performance ratio? It does, right. So this is 79. Okay, yeah, this is even slower. Yeah, this is oh, this has 42 horsepower. Okay, let's see. Let's see how fast we can do it with this one then. Um, can I change the color? I'd like it in red. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look in it. So this is a 1 liter XE manual Peugeot 205. Okay, I'm skeptical. I have done it in a Peugeot 205 before. Maybe I didn't finish. I'm trying to think now. But it was the next one along. It was the facelifted base model, which has like 7 extra horsepower. Um, we'll see. Can I beat that? Oh, look at that. Now this is a peppy car, even in spite of it being the base model. It's like got good handling. I mean, I say peppy. What I would probably mean is in the city this would be peppy. Driving around the Nürburgring, I mean, I put those brakes on. It doesn't have ABS, which makes the braking harder because it can't get that fast. But when you do slam on the brakes, there's a good chance that it won't actually brake. You'll just slide. Here we go. Okay, so light brakes, 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 light brakes. Ooh. So the 205 is a really peppy little car in real life. But everybody would, when you think of that, you think of the GTI. You don't think of the 1 litre XE 42 horsepower. Oh. Well, that's one good thing. It weighs nothing, this car. So this is like 1980s Super Mini. So, I mean, before the age of airbags and side impact bars or anything like that. So it's pretty tinny. So even though the engine is like nothing, and I doubt I'm going to get more than, I don't think I could possibly get to 140 kilometers in this. I am, for what the car it is, like it would be feeling quite fast, if you get what I mean, because it doesn't have any like creature comforts. Like there's obviously no power steering in a car like this. Although I think the Dacia maybe as well didn't have a power steering. I think like nowadays you have to have ABS. I think. Because I think it is an accurate representation of the EU model that was sold like between 2000 and what was it, 10 and 18 or 10 and 19, I think. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Oh, mum. Oh, this is actually, you know what? This isn't this. I may be speaking too soon. You can tell I practiced. I think that 5 series was when I realized, like, oh, I'm starting to recognize where the turns are. Also, I mean, this car is so slow. Like, I mean, this is slower than the Dacia. I'm sure it is. Oh, this is the turn where you get all the videos on YouTube. Am I gonna make it round? Am I gonna make it round? Yes, I am. Of course I am. Show my appreciation to the invisible cameraman. Now, let's go. Let's go. Now, like I said, like the ultimately, it's not just how cautious you are. Like I even if you're cautious, even in a fast car, you'll be able to like go pretty hard on the straights. So you'll be able to keep the time down. A car like this, I mean, you don't have to be too cautious really, because it just can't get up to speed to be of much trouble in the corners. I'm saying this now, and you watch. I'm going to go straight into a barrier at some point. I'm not going to talk when I'm going around corners that could be tricky. Okay, yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. But like, because this car is just so slow, you'll never be able to like, whatever you gain from it being light and easy to throw into the corners, you're never going to pick up on the straights. So even like driving that 5 Series really, really conservatively. Whoa. Oh no. Oh no. I did it. Oh, look at the tracking's off. Tracking's off. No, this is where it happened to the Octavia on that turn as well. Was it that turn or was it that? No, I think it was that turn, yeah. No, it was this one with the Octavia, and I mean that was like my second from slowest time. So this is both a lot slower than that Octavia was, and now as damaged. Okay. But I'm throwing caution to the wind now. I'm like, let's do this. Let's see what happens. I've got my analog stick, like, just there. Come on. So it's going to oversteer slightly because the wheel is broken. Oh. Okay. There we go. Oh, well, you know, it means as long as the turn is a right turn, it takes the turn perfectly. I think with the left turns, I'm going to get that understeer because I can't turn the bloody thing. got to keep the steering wheel like this just to keep it like going straight. It's not as bad as it was in the Dacia. I mean, the Dacia I really remember struggling. Here, it's kind of, I don't know, maybe because it doesn't have power steering, it's not trying to return the car to center, the steering to center as strongly, strongly, with as much strength as it did when I was in the Sandero. Which, by the way, there is a Sandero identical to the one that I drove around in the last video, parked just around the corner from me. I walked past it today and was like, oh, what a familiar car. And I did look inside and it didn't have a stereo. So yeah, it was like literally the base model, because like I think that for that base model, the Access one that doesn't come without stereo, they did offer like a kit that you could just install an aftermarket stereo in, and so they hadn't even done that. I mean, I live in Spain, so in summer, that car with no aircon, and if it doesn't have power steering either, it must be absolute hell to drive around the city and absolute hell to drive around long distance journeys as well. But cheapest car you could buy in Europe, I think, when it launched. I don't know if the current Sandero is that. Oh no, I think there is a base model of that. I don't think I've ever seen one of the new Sandero, because it is generally pushed to be a bit more market, but and yet you'll get LED lights, LED front lights, even on the base model for the new one. It's just you won't get a stereo or aircon. Mind you, nothing is as bad as the what's it called? Oh, what's it called? Spring. That's it. The Dacia Spring. Because that isn't even like cheapest chips. It does have aircon and it does have like coloured bumpers and stuff like that, but it has the thinnest wheels and it looks so odd. I mean, because they came out around the same time, the Spring and the latest Sandero. And I remember thinking when I first saw a Spring that was the new Sandero, and I was like, that's the worst car I've ever seen. Why would they do that? It looks so much worse. And then I actually saw the actual Sandero, and I was like, oh no, that looks nice. What the hell was that other thing I saw? Because they use them as rental car, like electric, like pay-as-you-go rental cars that are just parked everywhere here, and they're all wrecked. Those little Dacia Springs. So they're not doing a very good job advertising the car, because they're like, obviously they're rentals that you pay by the minute, and people don't pay much, don't really care for them. And because they're always parked on public streets, so they get the brunt of parking damage, because they obviously don't belong to anybody. So if you're struggling to get into a space, and it's like, oh, I might have to ding a car, that's the one you're going to pick. So they all look rough. And it's the first gen Spring. I think there's a new Spring coming out, which looks, I think it's the same body. I think they just facelifted it, giving it a new front and rear end. But it has the same sort of awkward ride height on very thin tyres, which is criticised by, I've seen a reviewer saying it's very dangerous. This, on the other hand, look at me, I'm taking it around the Nürburgring at speeds of over 40 miles an hour. And the steering is completely broken. Look. Oh, I shouldn't be doing that. I did that last time in the Sandero and it immediately crashed. Changing camera angles is not a good idea. This is serious business. I'm taking a car around the... well, no, it is a real car, but modelled fictionally in a fictional rendition of the Nürburgring. I must take this seriously. Mind you, already I'm feeling like this car, I wish I hadn't damaged it, because it's slow, but it's actually, well, you know what, maybe it's because it's slow that it feels nice to drive around here. It's like there's no difficulty. I say that having crashed it into a wall, but it takes corners very well, I have to say. I blame myself for not turning early enough. I am dreading the final straight when I have to hold the steering wheel like to try and keep it straight. But if I could do it for that Dacia, I could do it for that Octavia, I can do it for this. Oh, actually, I just thought the it's not just the Sandero that's in the game. It's actually the Logan. So I can do the base model 4-door as well, and the base model estate, and the estate is what I want to do. I love an estate car, and the Dacia Sandero estate is like a proper old-fashioned estate. It literally is just like we bolted on a boot to the back of the car, and that's it. It's like the what does it remind me of? Like I think it reminded me of the first and second gen Astra estates, or Cadet estates, as they would probably be known in Europe. I don't know if they did a 5-door version of the Cadet for the first one, but they did do a 3-door estate at least. I'm sure. I mean, maybe it was, or maybe it had a different name because the saloon version of the Cadet well, the Astra used to be called the Belmont, if I remember correctly. And I don't know if it had that same name in Europe or it was just a Cadet but with 4 doors instead of 5 or 3. Oh, come on. Come on, what's the time we're doing? You know what, we're doing pretty damn well, if I do say so myself. I fear we may actually even beat the Sandero's record. You know what, I may even beat the record I set in the faster version of the 205. That was that was more modern without damage. I don't think I will. And if I do, it's probably proof that like I drive better if I just talk. Also, if I don't keep moving the camera. But I have to for the straight. Come on, look at that. Oh, look at that. Base model challenge. Base model challenge. I'll record a... oh, this is not... No, I need to... I'm playing with an analog stick on a controller. It's very hard to, like, very gently move, like, to get it just right. Because your tendency is to just, like, whip the steering wheel from side to side like you're playing with a digital binary rather than... Because the analog range is so small. But I'm not getting a steering wheel. I don't have space for it. Oh, that was awkward. Okay. Right, well, actually. Right. So. Right, let me put the handbrake on. Right, what we got here then? Okay, no, I was 31 seconds slower than the other 205 that I did. But bear in mind that was a more modern one. I didn't damage it, and it had 7 more horsepower. I don't know. I think that was good. I'm going to now. Well, now that I've done that and I've beaten that, I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can beat this Octavia as well. Where should I go? I'll get the... Oh, no. I don't want to change the Nürburgring. I want to keep it that. And select. And I want to change the car to the Skoda. See if I can do the Octavia again. There's the base model 1.6 LX. I thought, see, in the UK, I don't know, we did it, yeah, we did have the 1.6 LX, yeah. I'm going to keep the red. Oh, I really want to do, like, one of these. The VRS estate. Ooh, I might do another series, which is just like mid-range or upper range. Well, that would be top of the range, really, the VRS. Or well, the Elegance would probably be the top of the range of equipment, but then the sporty version would be the top of the sporty range. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, let's go. And no, I do want a rolling start. Yes, and I want to. What have I got to be? 60 minutes 15. Should be easy if I don't crash. Which is Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so you're going to get 2 in this video. What can I say? The right. Let's go. I loved these cars when they first came out. I would love to have one. I think they're like one of the, like, I mean, because they were, it was like a VW Golf rival when it first came out. Like even though it was slightly more, like it has a Mondeo shape, but it was technically like VW Golf based. And now it kind of does occupy that sort of Ford Mondeo because they've got the what's it called? The Kodiaq? Is that their like golf-sized car now? Skoda, and the Octavia is now much bigger. Okay. Right, yeah then. Yeah, I thought these when they were in like in their up higher specs. I think what was it called? Laurent and Corinne or something was like their weird, like this is a sort of posh brand, like all posh trim level. I used to see a few of them around where my parents lived. I really liked them. I always really wanted a Skoda estate. I wish my dad had one of these in an estate version, but instead he had a Fiat Doblo. Oh, passenger version, so I had to be driven around in it. Oh, you can't imagine. No rear headrests. No noise insulation. Oof, here we go. Get up some speed. This is a much more, like this car feels much more planted on the road. It doesn't feel like a base model at all, this one. Well, because I've just been driving a 40 brake horsepower Peugeot 205 on the 80s. This is significantly more powerful and more modern. I need to be careful because otherwise I'll end up crashing into the wall I did last time. Here's the corner with the videos. Ooh, I was almost drifting then. Drifting in a 1.6 LX. Skoda Octavia. Get in. If I had the time and the dedication, I would teach myself how to model cars for this game, because like all of these like real live cars are mods made by users, and I did forget to put the link to the mod in the last video in the description, which I have now added, and I will put the link to these two, the 205 and the Octavia, in as well, into the description box for this one, because it's only fair if you get this game. The adding mods is like, it's ridiculously simple. You just need to download the zip file, and then there's a folder for mods, and you can just access it because you get it gives you a direct access to the support folders and everything when you launch the game. So it's literally as simple as downloading a file. I mean, obviously you should give a tip if you can, if they're asking for it. Like if you see a code file link and you have some, and you're, I mean, you can always go back and give it to them after you, like later on, once you've tried it out. If you think you're not sure it's going to be good, but I assure you, this is a very nice one, and the 205 too. Very good. I mean, the Dacia as well. And the Dacia has like literally, I think, every configuration it's ever been in. Like Sandero, Logan, Stepway, every variation of every country's police cars that have used it. The Renault version that is sold in South America, and I think maybe it's also sold in Southeast Asia as well. Oof, 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 oof. Get in. I do want to make a video. It would be nice if I could get around this without crashing. The problem is that, like, even though I'm like, oh, I've crashed in, I usually crash in the same places. The longer I make it without crashing, the more confident I get, which makes it more likely I'll just crash in some random place. But it just feels good to drive a car that isn't pulling to the right or to the left. Such an annoying thing. Since you tap those front wheels out of alignment, you're like, no! Just increase my workload like 40%. I have to say, these days, when you look at videos of the Nürburgring, you don't see that many videos of like cars that have like crashed. Most of the time, it's they go off into the sand traps or whatever. But like fully crashing cars, it's quite rare. I mean, I guess most people are taking fairly modern cars that have pretty good precautions. I mean, for the people who are doing the racing, like are actually racing, you see more crashes that way. But otherwise, you might see someone like lightly tap a barrier, and it does cause damage. Don't get me wrong. On a BMW M5, if you tap if you knock your front bumper out, it's going to cost you money, like good money to get that fixed. But it's not exactly dramatic. If you watch the ones on the 70s or the 80s, the 80s I think mostly, everybody's driving around in these old Beetles or Golf Mark 1s, and they just flip. Flip, 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 flip. Like, fully flip. Ooh. Ooh, this is... You know, this is a nice... This is a nice car to drive. This is... you can feel as you drive this. This is much less of a... less frenetic than the 205 or the Dacia. Like it's slow to return. The steering is slow to return. It's much more. It sort of. It doesn't sort of dart about. Is that's the right word? As much in corners, like. What it wants to do is just take it in one big fell swoop. Whereas the 205 and the Dacia needed a lot of sort of encouragement. I mean, I actually think the worst car that I've driven around here was that little Fiat 1.6. That was absolutely horrendous because it has such a short wheelbase. It is exactly the kind of car that will flip if you hit it in the wrong way. And so if you drive very slowly, I think with that one I did damage it, but I damaged it at the back, at the rear, so it didn't knock out the steering. I sort of what kept happening was it kept spinning out as I was in the corner, like because I think it was their rear engine. I guess they were rear wheel drive as well, so all the weight is at the back, and you would just flip out completely, spin out, and then find yourself going backwards, and then that's how I damaged the rear end. But it was slow because it's just such a slow car. Like I think it has like 20 brake horsepower or something ridiculous. No speed whatsoever. I will make a video of that, but it will be a long one. It will literally be... Have you seen the timing of the one in the menu? It was like, what, 17 minutes? 17 minutes. Like a full 7 minutes faster than the BMW. That's not even M5. That was a base model BMW 5 Series as well. That was a 518. Or no, a 520i, I think. No, this will have to be my last one. I can feel myself getting tired. And like, even though this is like a ostensibly a pretty like intensive act, like I'll still start falling asleep in the middle of it. Oh, lovely. What am I at? Okay, well, as I've got no damage, I should do better than that 205 at least on the straight. I'm definitely going to beat my previous Octavia 1.6 LX time, which was 17 or 16 minutes, I think. Look at me, the confidence I said that. I'm definitely going to beat that. Now watch me drive into a tree. Ah, there we go. Oh, let's have a look around the cabin. This is a base model. I don't think it would have all-round electric windows, would it? Pretty sure they'd have had winders in the back. A CD player as well. Oh, I don't think it would have had a CD player. This is old. It would have had a tape player. Is that a tape player? I can't tell. Oh, I need to stop looking at silly thing. This is how crashes happen. Okay, right. I mean, I'm pretty flat out, and I don't think. I mean, I don't feel like I'm going fast. I suppose that's the benefit of these cars. It feels like you're going fast because their engine is so small and powerless that it just sounds really loud. Rather than because they're actually going very fast, and so it's hard to control or anything. Oh wait, yeah. Ooh, was that my second best time? Get in. Okay, right. So. Ooh, right. So I've got this one was my first attempt when I crashed it, and that was 16:15, and my latest is 11:27. So that's what, just under 5 minutes faster. I'm happy with that, pretty much. I wonder if I really pushed it if I could get that Octavia closer to 10. But I mean that's a minute and a half. I'd have to get faster. I'm not sure I could do that without really pushing it and consistently. But I might. We'll see. We'll see. I'm actually the thing I'm most impressed with is is how close I got this to that. Even though I wrecked it, oh, well, damaged it slightly halfway through. But well, that's it for this week's base model challenge. I will do another. Yep, I think I'm going to do the Fiat 1.6 next time, and maybe the BMW. Well, actually, you know what? I'll start with the BMW. See how that goes. I'm going to do the 369. I'll do the pre-facelift version. And then if that goes quickly, like I mean, that was the first one I did was what, under 12 minutes. If I can get it like closer to up here, better. But if I crash it and it's down here, then oh well, fail. And then I'll see if I can do the 1.26 again and maybe beat this time, but I don't think I can because it just doesn't. It has nothing. It's just terrible. So I'll bid you farewell and I'll say thank you for watching. Thank you. Adios. Hasta luego.